Hello, Aaron here, bringing you another random rambling video. I started this on Thursday, April 3rd, 2025 at 3:25 p.m. Along with welcoming you to my channel, allow me to thank you for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe before sharing this video and turning on the post notification bell. Like usual, I started the day off with a couple chess games on chess.com against real people, rated around what I'm rated, which isn't very high, and I won one and lost one. I mated one player and I was mated by another player. So my rating has stayed right around where it started. I thought I was off to my first game I won. I thought I was off to a good day again, but lost the very next game. That's alright. Can't win them all. I'm 1-1 for the day. After I make this video, I'll either lay back down or I'll probably play a couple more chess games and then lay back down. Till dinner. It's only going on 3:30 right now. I got some Mountain Dew in my sippy cup. Coffee over here, but it doesn't go well with Mountain Dew, so I set the coffee off to the side. I've been drinking the Mountain Dew. Levy Rosman, known as Gotham Chess, is on TV, and he's part of the reason that I've got my nose open for playing chess lately. Back in the day, back in my pool hall days, before my stroke, we would all get together and play chess. Well, there was a few of us that would take turns playing against each other. My buddy Jim was the champion out of all of us. There was a guy named Will who played stand-up chess. Will Humphrey, I think his last name was. I could never beat him. Couldn't beat my friend Jim. I finally beat him playing online one time. But he was on the chess team in high school, I believe. Or in college, one of the two. He was a kind of a stud chess player. I mean, he was not high in speed or anything, but he's definitely an intermediate player. I bet he's about 1,000 to 1,200 speed player. I don't know if he has a rating, but that's where I would rate him, intermediate speed. About 1,000 to 1,200. That's certainly that's not a champion or anything, but it's pretty strong. Strong enough anyway. If he were to walk into a random party, he'd have a good chance of being the best chess player in the room. And there'd be a good chance. I mean, he doesn't necessarily have to be at 1,000 or 1,200, but he played pretty strong chess. Now, I was by no means a pool champion when I played pool before my stroke, but I'd feel confident if I walked into a random party and I'd be the best pool player in the room. And that's happened a lot, where I'd walk into a party and they got a pool table and people were playing pool, and I'd get on there and don't lose. Anybody can win a game of 9-ball. There's just too much luck involved in 9. There's a lot of luck involved in 9-ball. A lot of skill too, but 8-ball kind of really stands out and lets the better players stand out more than 9-ball. So I was at a few parties where, and everybody plays bar room rule 8-ball anyway. That's all they know usually. That's all I knew when I first stepped into a pool hall to start playing pool on a regular basis. Was bar room rules 8-ball. I kind of knew how to play 9-ball. Everybody learns a little bit about 9-ball. But then I learned 9-ball and all its rules and fell in love with it. And I learned how to play league. And I started playing in leagues, 8-ball leagues, and learned the rules of league 8-ball, or tournament 8-ball instead of a barroom 8-ball. I can take a minute to explain the differences if you'd like me to. I don't know if you give a fuck about pool or chess, but I've been talking a lot about chess. Now I'll talk a lot about pool that you might not give a fuck about. What they consider to be barroom rules 8-ball is the punishment, or not punishment, what would I say? The I guess punishment. No, what's the word? I can come up with a better word. Not punishment. What would I say? Okay, we'll say punishment. The punishment for a foul in Barroom Rules 8 Ball is simply a loss of turn. Whereas a foul I should have said result of a foul. The result of a foul in Barroom Rules 8 Ball is a loss of turn. Whereas a foul in League Rules 8 Ball results in your opponent getting what they call ball in hand, meaning he or she can take the cue ball and place it anywhere on the playing surface of the pool table as long as it's not in contact with another ball, and shoot his or her shot from there. It's a very big advantage to have ball in hand. You don't want to foul playing League Rules 8 Ball or 9 Ball because it's the same thing as 9 Ball. A foul results in ball in hand for your opponent. And that's no good. In 9 Ball it often means, even in 8 Ball it often means end of game. It's a run out. Most strong players can run out from almost anywhere on 9 Ball, playing 9 Ball with ball in hand on any given ball. I know I did quite often. Also a difference in Barroom Rules 8 Ball and League Rules 8 Ball is that in League Rules, all you have to do is call ball. You still have to call the ball in the pocket and call ball in pocket and 8 Ball. Whereas in 9 Ball, if you make a legal hit in 9 Ball, if you make a legal hit on a cue ball and contact the lowest numbered ball on the table first, and the ball goes in the pocket, and you continue your turn. If the 9 Ball goes in on a legal hit, contacting the lowest numbered ball on the table first, you win the game. You don't have to call it or anything. Whereas in 8 Ball, League Rules or Bar Rules, if you pocket the 8 Ball out of the turn, you lose. In League Rules or Tournament Rules 8 Ball, all you have to do is call the ball you're going to pocket and the pocket you intend to pocket it in. If it goes in there, if you hit the ball you intended to pocket and it goes in that pocket you called, it counts. Whereas in Barroom Rules, if you hit a ball and it touches another ball, or even some people play if it skims the rail going into the pocket, it doesn't count. Which is silly in my mind. In my mind, I said mine. I meant to say mind. It's silly that the ball brushes the rail going in that it doesn't count. I understand a lot of people play, if it touches another ball going in, it doesn't count. Which makes more sense. I mean, you should be able to clear an entire ball, the pocket of ball in 8 Ball, but brushing the rail in certain angles, shooting the pocket, you can hit the ball good and still brush the rail going in, so it's silly to say it doesn't count. It was a well-struck well-struck ball. Even if it skims the rail going in, that's silly. That's why Barroom Rules 8 Ball is silly. That's why I fell in love with 9 Ball. Not because shit counts in 9 Ball. That rarely happens. It happens among a high level pool players. It still happens, and it can cost your opponent. Can cost your opponent the game if you were to shit in a ball playing 9 Ball, even at the higher level. Or even on a lower level, it oftentimes costs your opponent the game because you got lucky. A lot of people find that frustrating and call the game, too much luck at that, and because of that. Alright. I don't know, that might be all of that, but I'll think of something else I want to say about League Rules 8 Ball versus Tournament Rules or Barroom's 8 Ball. If one scratches, which is a foul, if one scratches an 8 Ball, Barroom's 8 Ball, the ball goes behind the headstring. It goes into the kitchen, as they call it, behind the headstring. And you have to shoot from the kitchen, and you can only shoot at a ball that is completely outside of the kitchen. Which means you have to shoot. If you have a ball in the kitchen that you need to shoot, you have to bank at it. or kick at it, they call it. And you have to kick at it, which isn't always the easiest way to contact a ball. But in league rules, 8-ball, if you scratch, the ball comes out and your opponent gets the ball in hand, as we talked about before. Ball in hand is a very strong result of a foul. Whereas you let a strong player, a real strong player, play barroom rules against a player that they have the advantage because they have the advantage of just rolling up on the back of a ball and letting you shoot from there. Whereas that would be a foul in barroom or in league rules 8-ball. You have to once you contact first of all you have to contact your ball. Same thing in barroom rules. As long as you contact your ball in barroom rules, that's good. That's a good shot. If nothing falls, then you lose your turn. Whereas in league rules, 8-ball, you of course have to contact your ball. If you don't, it's a foul. Contact your ball first. If you don't, it's a foul. Ball in hand. Just a loss of turn in barroom rules, 8-ball, which allows a player to just roll the cue ball up on the back of his ball and forcing his opponent to shoot from there. Whereas that would be a foul in league rules because you have to get a rail after contacting a ball. The cue ball or any object ball has to touch a rail after contacting the object ball. It has to be pocketed, or any ball on the table has to touch a rail. Otherwise, it's a foul. So that takes away the right to just roll up on the back of a ball and make your opponent shoot from there. But in barroom rules, you can do that. So if you're a good player who has mastered the art of speed control, you can just lag a ball up against the backside of your ball, and your opponent is in big trouble there. So you let him shoot for him or her shoot from there. That's trouble. I was playing 100 game barroom's 8-ball against a barroom player who really wasn't as good as me. He had no chance of beating me. That's why I was willing to play $100 a game. I beat him 10 games in a row. I beat him out of $1,000 that night. We had to post before each game. So we each knew the other one had the 100 for that game. I guess there's no way to prevent the other one from running out after losing the game or fighting or whatever. But I was playing a bowler. He was mainly a bowler. He was a real good bowler named KJ from Dick Weber Lanes here in St. Louis. I think they're closed now. And KJ was a bowler. I think from my understanding, he was a pretty good bowler, but he also fancied himself a great pool player. He knew I played pool, and so he challenged me to $100 a game 8-ball. Yeah, you got me, I told him. And so we played $100 a game 8-ball. I beat him 10 games straight. Beat him out of 1,000. That's probably the most expensive pool I ever played was $100 a game. That's pretty big for me anyway. He's not bigger than me. I'm huge. But it's pretty big. It's pretty big stakes for me playing pool. I played expensive sets too. Never $1,000 sets like that. I played several $100 sets where we were racing or whatever for a few $100s or whatever. But I never played $100 a game except for that night against KJ at Dick Weber Lanes. Dick Weber, the Hall of Fame bowler, being from St. Louis. I think his son Pete Weber still bowls on the tour. I don't know. He might be retired too. I think Dick Weber has passed. We'll find out. Hey Google, is Pete Weber retired?
According to Facebook, after a career spanning 45 years and earning 37 PBA Tour titles, Weber has officially retired from professional bowling.
He is retired. Is Dick Weber a Hall of Famer?
I can search the web for that. Just have the...
Alright, search it, bitch. I have to unlock my phone. Incorrect pin, your mama. I'll call that incorrect whore. Alright, there we go. Let's see, it's not searching for me. Let's see. Hey Google, is Dick Weber alive?
Dick Weber died in Florissant on February 14, 2005.
Florissant. 2005. Florissant, Missouri. That's in St. Louis. His bowling alley, Dick Weber Lanes, was in Florissant also. So Pete Weber is retired. I'm sure Dick Weber is a Hall of Famer and he's passed away. I wasn't sure if he was alive or not, to be quite honest. But Pete Weber is retired. I'm sure he's still alive. Okay, Google. How old is Pete Weber?
62 years old.
Huh. He's a cocky son of a bitch, too. He's 62 years old now, but he's still as cocky as he was when he was a youngster on the tour. But he deserved to be cocky. He was fucking good. 37 titles, they said, that he won. Google said he's won 37 PBA titles. That's pretty strong. I don't know what the record is. Maybe Parker Bone Jr., the third, maybe he might have more. I don't know. Maybe his own father has more. Hey Google, what's the record for PBA championships?
47. According to some information I found on
Not
Wikipedia.
PGA, PBA. Alright. Let's see. Walter Ray Williams Jr. has 47 titles. Earl Anthony, someone else I haven't heard of, has 43. Norm Duke has 40. I've heard of him. Pete Weber has 37. So Weber is 1, 2, 3, 4. He's fourth on the list. Well, that's pretty impressive for Weber. And Dick Weber wasn't even in the top 5 or top 4. He might be in the top 5. They only showed the top 4. The bowler with the most, I never even heard of. I'm sure my buddy Jason Davis has heard of him. My buddy Jason is an excellent bowler. One of the better bowlers in St. Louis when he lived here. He's now moved to Florida, and he's, from my understanding, is tearing it up in Florida. He's rolling 300 after 300s down there. 300 after 300 games down there. Just killing it. Killing it and killing it and killing it well. That's my buddy Jason Davis. He's a great bowler, great buddy, great friend, and good guy, great guy. He has a beautiful family, beautiful wife, and I think he's got one grown son, and then he's got a young girl and 2 young boys. I don't know, is it just 3? Was it just those 4? I don't know their name. I know one's name. One of his children's name. I don't know if I should call it out, but he had a child with his girlfriend Melanie. That's who. I think she was pregnant with their first child when I met them. Maybe not. I think so. Yeah. She must have been pregnant because I think their first child was born in '99. I started hanging out at this pool hall in '98. When I first walked into the pool, I thought I was good, and then I saw what good pool was. By just some mediocre players, really, and I realized that I thought I'd never get that good. Guys that were like 4 or 5 speed, they 4 or 5 speed can play a pretty good pool, especially to an absolute noob like me. I walked in the pool hall and saw, but then I also saw some 7 speeds. And boy, that just blew my mind. I thought, man, these must be the greatest players in the world. Right. It blew my mind how good people could be at the game. I thought I was good. I really thought I played good because I would beat all my friends playing we played in a back room in the bowling alley. We would gather and play each other, and I won the great majority of the games. My buddy Fred had a pool table in his basement, and I would do well against me, my friend Chris, my dear friend Chris, who doesn't like me anymore. He won't talk to me anymore. And Fred, the owner of the pool table, we'd have like little tournaments. And I would hold my own, if not do well in those tournaments. Like that. So, and then we started playing in a back room of a bowling alley. Had a bar table. A bar box, as they're called, 3.5 by 7 feet. Our regulation table is twice as long as it is wide. Most championships are played on 4.5 by 9 foot tables. Another regulation table is 4 foot by 8 foot. A 9 foot table, considered, a lot of people call them the big table. It is a big table, but I preferred playing on the 9 foot table. My game went up on a 9 foot table. I purposely wanted to play on a 9 foot table when I was getting better. One side of the pool hall was all bar box tables, 3.5 by 7 foot tables. And then on the other side of the room, of the the pool hall was 4.5 by 9 foot tables, big tables as they're called. There was a small table side, as they said, and a big table side. So I wanted to go play on the big tables to get better on the big tables. And then I started to learn that, it's, there's more room. I like the big tables because there's more room. You play 8-ball in a bar box. There's just never any room. You can't move the ball because there's something in the way, or you can't shoot a ball because there's something in the way. You're shooting combo after combo, or you're having to kick at balls. But on a big table, on a 4.5 by 9 foot table, there was always space to move the ball and to pocket balls without anything in the way. That's what I thought, and that's what attracted me to continue to play on the 9 foot tables. And then, after playing on the 9 foot tables for a while, you learn to pocket balls a lot better on a bar box. And they do have bar table championships in the big leagues or in the world class level. I knew a guy, I wouldn't call him my friend because I don't know him that well, but I knew him. Met him when he was 12, I was 25. Who became one of the top 10 for sure, maybe top 5 players in the world when he grew up. His name is Justin Bergman. You can look him up. But he's a bar box specialist. He also plays strong pool on the 9 foot table. He played for the U.S. Mosconi Cup team several times. And of course, the Mosconi Cup is decided on 9 foot tables. But I think Justin, whom I know, is a 8-ball bar box specialist. He was tearing it and was beating the world on that table, doing that game for a long time. He can probably still hang with the world and maybe even beat the world. But he hasn't been playing very much for a while, I don't believe. There's rumors, and I don't know if they're true or not, so I shouldn't even say it, but there was rumors that he got caught up in doing pills and whatnot. He kind of fucked himself up for a while. Again, I don't know if that was true. If it is true, I don't know if he's off this shit now. But his, 38th? Let's see. His 38th birthday is coming up. I bet he's close to being done playing pool soon. Almost 40. And game probably goes down around the age of 40, I would imagine. Although guys like Earl, what's his name? Earl, what the fuck's his last name? Oh, Strickland. I was about to look it up, but it came to me. Earl Strickland, he played well past his 40s. I don't know if he was still competing past his 40s, but he still kept playing. He would show up in not exposition, what's it called? Is it expositions? No. What do they call those games where you're kind of putting on a show for the audience? They want to see you play, so you do it. What's that called? It's not an exposition. What is it? Not a disposition. What the hell is that called? Leave a comment down below if you know what I'm talking about, because I can't think of it, and I probably won't think of it. I almost came to an exhibition. Exhibition, that's what it is. You'll put on exhibitions. That's right. What is that what I was saying? I thought I was what I was saying. I know. It's exhibitions. You would put on exhibitions, play, you might play other washed up or older former stud players, former world-class players, just for exhibitions for the audience to watch them play. I know that, I forget his name. His name. Mike Siegel played Lori Lee. What's her name? Hey Google. Is it Lori John? Female pool player Lori.
Here are some results from the web.
Lori John Jones. Lori John Jones is who it was. That's right. I couldn't come up with it. Lori John Jones, that's her name. But I saw Mike Siegel play an exhibition game against Lori John. I don't know why I want to keep throwing me in there. Lori John Jones, which I think he lost to her. And there was money involved. You can win a lot of money doing it. I also saw Mike Siegel play an exhibition against Efren Reyes. Probably one of the best players ever in the sport of pool. They played an exhibition where Mike Siegel just couldn't get things going, and Efren kind of ran over him. Efren, at probably at his age now, plays better than some people will ever play the game. And he's probably in his 70s. Hey Google, how old is Efren Reyes?
70 years old.
70. Yeah, he is in his 70s. He's 70. Earl Strickland is 63. Francisco Bustamante, another great player, is 61. See, Lee, who's that? Shane Van Boening is 41. He's a youngster still, and he's an amazing pool player. So he and Justin, former teammates on the U.S. Mosconi Cup team, are about the same age, but Shane's a little older than Justin. He's about to be 38. Shane Van Boening, as he just said, is 41. Shane Van Boening single-handedly brought back the pool glove, in my mind. Whoever produces pool gloves, owe him a great debt of gratitude, because he wears a pool glove and everybody started wearing gloves again. It was considered for a while to be weak or kind of, cheesy or, girly or whatever, but Shane Van Boening, who was beating the world and was easily the best player in this country and one of the best players in the world, was wearing a glove, so everybody started copying him or wanting to copy him, so they started wearing gloves too. I don't know if people are still wearing gloves, but you would wear a glove on, if you're right-handed, you would wear a glove on, you would wear a glove on your bridge hand, whatever you were. Left-handed, you wear a glove on your right hand. Right-handed, you'd wear a glove on your left hand. Your bridge hand is usually the opposite side you're shooting with. It's always the opposite side of what you're shooting with. So a left-handed player's bridge hand is his right hand. A right-handed player's bridge hand is his left hand. Shane Van Boening came out wearing gloves, and then the whole world wanted to start wearing gloves. And it certainly helped your cue slide better through your fingers. He probably liked the feeling of this cue sliding through the glove, so he started wearing one. He was an amazing pool player. At 41, I bet he still plays world-class pool. I don't know if he's still in tournaments or not, but let's see. He's won the U.S. Open. He's been on winning Mosconi Cup teams with the U.S. One year they got absolutely slaughtered. He actually doesn't show up very well for the Mosconi Cup. For the Mosconi Cup. One of the best players in the world has never done well in the Mosconi Cup. Whereas the guy I know, Justin Bergman, plays jam up in the Mosconi Cup. Even on some losing teams, he did his part. And him and a friend of his, a guy he's known his whole a long time from Fairview Heights, Illinois, like he's from, like Justin's from. A guy named, I think it's Justin Hall. Those two played jam up together, and they found themselves on the same Mosconi Cup team, I think, once. He also plays good with a guy named Skyler Woodward, who's another jam up pool player. Justin and Skyler, I think, had wolfed the whole world to play Dutch Scotch doubles or piggyback or however they were going to play, which I think is Scotch doubles. The whole world had an offer to play for whatever they wanted to bet. Whatever Justin and Sky wanted to bet, the whole world had an offer to play. Any two players in the world are going to get some, they said. And Scotch doubles, or piggyback as they sometimes call it, is player one on the same team. Team player one shoots and moves the cue ball from the next shot for his teammate, team player two, to shoot from there, and then it goes back to team player one's shot, and so on and so forth. So they were offering Scotch doubles. Any two players with Scotch doubles in the world could come get some. They did play some jam up Scotch doubles, Skyler Woodward and Justin Bergman. Let me see. Hey Google, is Justin Bergman retired?
I found this on the web.
Alright, what'd you find? What happened to Justin Bergman, it says. Whatever happened to Justin Bergman? That's another question. Open the Pool USA. Decline. That made my shit go away. I thought to read it. Did my phone die? What happened? I think my phone died. What's going on? This battery's fucked up. I charged it full again. It's dead within a few hours. I just took it off the charger a little bit ago. And I think it's dead. It won't power back on. It died and it won't power back on. So it must be dead. Man, this has been going on for 33 minutes. No one's still watching this. Yep, 0% charge. I gotta put that back on the charger. My bad, I got a new battery up for this phone. I don't know why. It's an old fucking phone, which means it's an old fucking battery. I need a new battery for this phone. Cheers, Mountain Dew. I guess I'm done talking about pool and bowling. If you're still watching this, I appreciate it. This has been a 34-minute video. If you watched this far, please leave me a comment saying Aardvark. Comment Aardvark if you watched this whole video. I would appreciate that. And if you did watch the whole video, I appreciate you watching. Even if you don't comment Aardvark, if you watched this far, thank you. I know it was a boring video. Talking about shit you might not even care about. A little bit of chess, a little bit of bowling, and a lot of pool. I have a passion for pool, or I can't play anymore. Now that I'm paralyzed on my left side, my bridge side is paralyzed. So I can't hold a cue anymore. I can hold it in my right hand, but that won't do me any good. Alright, after 34.5 minutes, I'm going to tell you 2 fingers 8 up club. I'll see you when I see ya. And by the by, peace on the hotto. See ya.